I'm back. YouTube is my preferred place to film at the moment. I just love the chattiness of it. I'm going to do a Smokey Eye. Basically this video, a few people have asked me to film again, but slower, so that they can actually watch it. This is using Tarte makeup. I think this might be on YouTube anyway. That's using Tarte makeup, but because I've already done it with Tarte makeup, I was like, okay, what brand is a similar price? So I'm going to use Huda Beauty today. It's so similar in the product. So this is the palette I'm going to use, which is a new one by them. So this is the original palette I used. It's a really beautiful palette with not many colours that you maybe necessarily wouldn't use as much. This one is at the moment, I think, either from Kohl or Sephora. I just looked online and it's about £33 at the moment, but normally 42. This one is 62, which is the Huda Beauty one, but you get a few more colours in there. This is newer, so I thought, oh, as it's just been sent, maybe I'll do a Huda look. I can always do a Tarte one another day for you and go in depth into Tarte makeup. I hope I'm saying that right. Yes. Now I just picked up this to prop up my mirror. These are the Shiseido, they're like lifting eye masks. I was like, oh, they'll be perfect to put my mirror on top of so I'm not ducking down so much, but I think I might put one on. So I'm using Smokey Eyes. Then if I put one of these on, then hopefully we'll catch some of the stuff that falls down. So let me work out how to open it. A little bit slimy, but my skin will soak that straight up. Literally. Now, which way do these actually go? Who knows? I'm going to put it that way. I reckon it goes that way. Look, that seems to fit nicely against my nose. Yeah, I reckon it goes that way. Oh, nice. Get my whole cheekbone nourished. Let me pin this bit of hair back. It's going to drive me and you nuts. Now, these are really uncomfortable to pin your hair back, I always think. They really pull your hair out. Really, really drag at your hair. Ow. I'm going to start off with a little bit of MAC. Ooh, MAC. It's not even bloody MAC. I'm going to start off with the Creamy Kohl in Very Vanta Extreme Black. I'm going to pop that on my top and bottom waterline. I'm just going to take this lightest colour and just pop a wash of that over my eyelid as a base. So I just sat down and started watching a documentary on ITV about Belle Gibson. Do you remember Belle Gibson? Years back, she was one of the Instagrammers, beauty gurus who, well, she wasn't a beauty guru, she was a health guru that said that she had terminal cancer and she'd cured it with healthy eating and stuff. And everyone was following along. And I remember it because Sam and I were obviously on social media at the time, because we've been here since social media began. And I knew I had MS. I don't know if I'd come out and told everyone yet, because I had MS for 5 years before I even told anyone. So I wanted to be sure that I could live with it without it disrupting my day-to-day life, so I could come to terms with it before I spoke about it. And I remember us finding out that she was lying and thinking, oh my God, will people think that I'm just lying, that I've got MS? Because why would you lie? Well, she did it to make loads of money, obviously, but you just think, God, it really... Yes, I was just watching a documentary about that. It's very interesting. Very interesting because I was there when it all happened. You know, I was on social media. But also, whatever sort of person lies about that stuff. Who thinks, do you know what, to get more followers or to make more money, I'm gonna pretend that I'm really sick? That is really sick. I'm next gonna go in with a little bit of Fearless, I think, which is this one here. And I am going to pop that here first. Don't really know where I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna pop it here. On the very outer corner to start off with. Now I've put a powder underneath because it's going to make these blend a lot easier. If I was to put a liquid or a cream underneath, they would have more pigment and more payoff when I lay them down. They would still blend nicely as long as it wasn't a paint pot that's going to like seal in place, but it won't be as easy to kind of dissolve into nothing. So I'm doing this so it's just a little bit more buildable. So you'll see as I blend it, it kind of just disappears into nothing, and then I build and build and build to get the colour I want and the finish I want. If I've got a wet product underneath, it's going to just instantly be heavy. But it will be a quicker eye to do and still last beautifully but it will be more pigmented. But I've got time, so I'm going to build slowly. So I'm just doing little circular motions all over the eye just to make sure that it's all blended, and then I'll go back in and build again where I want to build a bit more. Next I'm going to go back in with my black kohl that I used first and just run that along the lash line and get a flat blending brush and just blend it. So just a little bit softer. I do love a soft, sultry blended out black liner. This liner sets really quickly. It's good. Now if you only have a colour like the first colour I used, which is Fearless, then use that one. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Nirvana over the top, just because it's a bit darker and deeper. And I'm going to use the same brush as I used, but just run it over the top of that and a little bit above it. So it's just going to make that a little bit sultry blend. One, it's going to massively hold that liner into place, although that liner feels like it's holding pretty well anyway, but it's also just going to make that even more soft diffused. Now these deep purpley tones will be beautiful on any eye colour. I'm just going back in my black and just popping it here because this eye is slightly longer naturally than this eye. This one's a little bit more squished, so I'm just lengthening it out a little bit here, just so it represents the same as the other eye pretty much, because I am not symmetrical at all. And then I'm going to go in with this colour, which is called Stand Up. I'll take that on my finger, push it over the middle. Looks nice. I will have to touch up the liner again, but that's absolutely fine. I'm just building my eye to start off with, so I can just pop that right there. There's a lighter colour there as well. I'm just trying to use all the colours, because why not? There's a lighter colour there called Maverick. I think I might try and put that on the very inner corner. But I'm not going to do it quite yet. It might be at the end, if I remember. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my brush that I've been using the whole time, just blend that out. So it's giving me that lighter colour in the middle. Then I'm going to take my Nirvana that I used over the top of the liner and just re-emphasise that line. Right, I'm just going to take these off and finish doing the under eyes and just clean up with them. I'm going to move on to skin and come back and do the eyes. I'm going to take a little bit of this Glowish 03 Multidew skin tint. This is a very nice product, a tiny bit dark, and this is 03. I don't have the colour lighter. I used this in the summer a little bit. I want to take it on a brush. This brush is Catherine Daniel's brush. I don't actually know where it came from. Must have been sent. So like I said, this foundation's a tiny bit dark, but I can make it work. So this is kind of a 1920s eye, but it's going to have a definite modern twist with a bit more glowy, highlighted, warmer foundation. And I don't think I'm going to do a 1920s brow. But the colourings on the eyes are 1920s, that's about it really. It's a little bit too dark, isn't it? Don't worry, once I put concealer with it, it will all be fine. I'm sure of it. Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in Vanilla. I massively like this concealer. I will do a video on concealers. It will be my next video I do. Now this is to lift the makeup where it's a bit dark, so I'm going to pop it there and there. Looks like I've got a lot on, but I haven't actually got a lot of the foundation. I've really buffed in, so there's not that much on there. It's just made the skin look like I've got a lot on. Real Technique setting brush to buff that in. Sometimes I like to use my fingers mixed in with a brush just to make sure it's all setting much nicer and looking like my skin and not heavy. I need a slightly smaller brush for concealing these other bits because I'm getting closer to makeup that I've already done. So now when I go back in with my eyeshadows, I need to be so much more careful that I don't drop any down. I'm going to go back in with my black kohl and just glide that really close under the eye. I don't have much playtime with this liner, so I'm going in quite quickly with the brush. I really do absolutely love a smoky eye. Like a really, really sultry smoky eye. Like it's so good, isn't it? And to me, it's only going to get better as the night goes on and it's kind of worn and a bit dishevelled and a bit screwed up. Makes it even better. I'm actually going to go under the eye, back in with the purples, but I'm actually going to use this colour Brave, which isn't quite as dark, but I think it will be more complementary under the eye. Because I don't want it to be as deep, but it just needs that little shot of warmth, coolness, redness. Little shot under here, just to make that, you know what I mean? Just to lift it a tiny touch. Shall we try that Silver Maverick right in the corner? Let's try it. Might not be great. It probably would have been better with a finger, but I'm going to try it on this. Might not be the right tone. It's just a bit glittery. It doesn't really do anything. I'm just trying to use as many of the colours in the palette as I possibly can, because if you then go and purchase it, you know exactly what you're getting. This isn't Huda, this is my Refy Brow. No one does a brush like this, so I use this one every day. I'm just gonna take that and just emphasize my brows. I could do a thin 1920s brow. It's quite fashionable at the moment, the kind of 90s brow, but I don't want one. Right, let's add some mascara. I've either got this one, which is a Legit Lash, or I've got One Coat Wow. I think I'm going to go for Legit Lash. So one end is length and curl, the other end is volume. I'm going to go volume. Really, I need to wear lashes with this look, don't I? But if I do, I then have to take it straight off because my eyes do not like lashes. Tried all the glues. I could do the magnetic lashes, but I find them really difficult to do. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Glowish Luminous pressed powder. This might be a tiny bit dark in an 03, but I really do like the powder and foundation from this. It's okay. What I like about it is it powders the foundation down, but I still have a glow, so it doesn't look too matte. And then I'm going to go in with this Glowish Medium Soft Radiant Powder Bronzer. I don't want to contour. Now you'd probably contour with this sort of makeup thinking, oh, it's 1920s, but I want it to look healthy and glowing my skin. The only thing that's 1920s-esque is the eye. Now I do have a Huda Beauty black lip liner in Nocturnal, but I don't want to wear it. It's just going to ruin the look because black just doesn't look good on me. Lip liner in the colour Flirt. I don't have a Huda Beauty one that's actually dark enough, but this one is fine for this. But I think I'm going to put MAC NightMoth around the outside. And then I'm going to take a Q-tip and just soften that. And then once it's softened, I go back in to check that it's sharp enough. And then over the top of that, I've got a Glowish Superberry lip balm. This one is in Blueberry. It doesn't really have any colour. It's just a balm. It has a tiny hue of purple, doesn't it? It reminds me of the lip balms I used to have at school. As soon as Edie sees these, she's going to steal them instantly. Look, there's a green one as well. I'm going to go for a little bit of powder on the apples of the cheeks. This one is called Very Juicy. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of my MAC Hushed Cream Colour Base just on the top of my cheekbones, just because I love it. And there you have the finished look. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed doing it. I love doing these sorts of makeups. Coming next, probably concealer one. If you have a certain product brand that you want me to do a full look with, just let me know. Leave me a comment, leave me some feedback. Let me know exactly what you want. And I will try to deliver it. If you like shorter content, then you can go across to TikTok or you can go across to my Instagram, and I have different content on each platform. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you've learned something, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, thank you, bye.